So we're going to solve another polynomial inequality. This is the third installment in this set of videos. Remember, the first thing we want to do is we want to set it equal to 0. So we're going to subtract x and subtract 3 from both sides of the inequality, which will give me x cubed plus 3x squared minus x minus 3. And then that's going to be less than or equal to 0. So when I look at this, based on all the factoring and all the rules we've done in the past, the first thing that just jumps out to me is there's 4 terms. So I want to try factor by grouping. So that means I'm going to do the first 2 and the last 2. So that's going to take out an x squared, and that's going to be x plus 3. Then I've got a minus, and I'm going to get x plus 3. Woohoo, so far so good, right? So I'm going to take out the factor they have in common. That's going to be x plus 3, and that's going to leave me with x squared minus, and then remember, if you don't see anything, it's an understood 1. Uh-oh, I still got an x squared, right? So now what do I have to do with that x squared? I'm going to have to factor it again if I can. Well, I know it's the difference of 2 squares, so I'm going to have x plus 3, x minus 1, x plus 1, and then that's going to be less than or equal to 0. So now, this is a stage where if it was before, we would do what? Well, we're going to set each one of those equal to 0, and when we do that, we get x equals minus 3, x equals 1, and x equals negative 1. Okay, so we're at the same place. We're at an inequality now, so we need to find out where those intervals are. So I've got 3 numbers this time. So the smallest one I have is minus 3, and then I have a minus 1, and I have a 1. So this time, when you look at this, you notice there's how many intervals? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, oh, there's 4, right? So I need to find a number in each one of those. So a number less than minus 3. You can pick minus 4, minus 5, whatever. I think minus 5 sounds pretty good today. And then I need a number that's going to be between minus 3 and minus 1. Well, it most likely is minus 2. Then in my next one, negative 1 and 1, that'd be a 0. And then I need a number that's going to be a little bit bigger than 1. So let's try 2. So as with other examples, what I want you to do is I want you to go in and plug that in and come back and check. Welcome back. Hopefully you got that there are 2 of these intervals that are true and 2 of them that are false. So which 2 are true? Well, we said that the minus 5 one is, so that's this one. And then we also said the one with 0 in it is true. So that's going to be this one. So I need to redraw that so that it looks pretty. So I've got minus 3, minus 1, and 1. This is equal to, so we are going to use square braces. So if it's the first one over here, it's going to be a braces here, bracket, and then I'm going to shade down to the left. And then it said it was from negative 1 to 1, and it includes it. So we've got those square brackets, and then I'm going to shade in between. Now, how would you write it in interval notation? Well, it's going to go from negative infinity to negative 3, including that, or it's going to include minus 1 to 1, including 1.